Imagine waking up one day and realizing everything you've ever believed about reality was wrong. Not just slightly off, but completely fabricated. The way time flows, the meaning of death, the limits of your body, all part of a carefully built illusion. An illusion so persistent that few ever question it. But what if you were never meant to live like this? What if hidden within ancient texts lies a blueprint for something far more powerful? Today, we dive into the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, a mystical series of writings said to date back over 36,000 years. But this video isn't about decoding ancient myths. It's about something bigger, your ability to bend reality from the inside out. Because once you understand what these teachings reveal, you'll never look at your life the same way again. Take a look around you. The chair you're sitting on, the phone in your hand, even your body. They all seem solid, stable, and real. But science and ancient wisdom tell a different story. Quantum physicists have shown that at the subatomic level, everything is energy, constantly vibrating. The Emerald Tablets echoed this long ago. Thoth didn't describe reality as solid matter, but as patterns of vibration shaped by consciousness. This means your thoughts, emotions, and even your beliefs affect the solid world around you. Think of those strange moments when your mood seems to influence your environment. Ever walked into a room and instantly felt tension without a word spoken? That's vibration at work. It's real, and it's powerful. One real-life example? Dr. Masaru Emoto's water experiments showed how emotions like love or hate could change water crystal structures. If your emotions can change water, imagine what they do to your body, which is over 70% water. The Emerald Tablets taught that reality is a mirror. It reflects your vibration, not your circumstances. So the real question is, what frequency are you living on? Most of us live under a ticking clock. We wake up, rush to work, count birthdays, and fear growing older, because we've been taught that time moves in one direction. But what if that's not true? What if time is not a straight line, but a loop, a spiral of repeating cycles? Thoth described time as something that bends, twists, and repeats. He said it doesn't control you, you exist within it, like a fish in water. Think about the seasons. They don't race forward, they rotate. The block universe theory suggests all time, past, present, future, exists at once. So if you're not walking through time, but rather time flows around you, what does that mean for your regrets? Your future? It means you can step into new timelines, change direction, revisit lessons, heal past wounds, all from the present moment. The same goes for tides, moon cycles, and even human emotions. Thoth's teachings suggest your life is part of this rhythm. Moments repeat not as punishments, but as opportunities to evolve. Have you ever felt déjà vu? That uncanny sense of having been here before? It might not be imagination. It could be you brushing up against another layer of your timeline, a cycle overlapping. Even modern physics backs this up. We're taught to fear death. It's seen as the final curtain, the end of the story, the great unknown. But what if that fear was planted in us, to keep us small, to keep us obedient? According to the Emerald Tablets, death is not the end. It's a transition of frequency, like tuning into another station. Thoth taught that consciousness doesn't die. It moves, it continues, it transforms. He spoke of the halls of Amenti, a mysterious space between lives, where the soul rests, reflects, and prepares for its next journey. This echoes ancient Egyptian beliefs, where the soul was weighed, not judged to punish, but to purify. And modern science is catching up. Near-death experience studies consistently show people feeling peace, awareness, and even meeting loved ones. I once heard the story of a soldier who was clinically dead for 3 minutes. He described floating above his body, hearing doctors speak, and feeling no fear. Whether you believe such stories or not, they share something in common: continuity of self, beyond the body. Death, according to Thoth, is not darkness. It's a doorway, a chance to return, to evolve, to remember who you really are. Every day, you are broadcasting energy. Even without saying a word, you affect the room you walk into. Ever feel drained around certain people? or inspired around others? That's vibration at work. Thoth taught that everything, thoughts, emotions, your body, is made of vibration. The only difference between joy and grief, health and illness, success and failure, is the frequency you're operating on. Modern studies like somatics show how sound shapes matter. Frequencies produce patterns. Geometric, precise, beautiful. Now imagine, if sound can shape sand, what do your words do to your life? That's why ancient chants, mantras, and sacred syllables weren't just rituals, they were tools to shift consciousness. A real-world example? Many people use affirmations. I am strong, I am healing, I am free. Over time, their lives shift. Why? Frequency. Thoth's message was simple. Vibration is the key to everything. If you can master it inside, you can influence it outside. The question isn't whether you're vibrating, it's whether you're doing it consciously. Most people see balance as something passive, like standing still. But Thoth taught that balance is a cosmic force, like gravity. When you go too far in any direction, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, the universe corrects you. That's why breakdowns often precede breakthroughs. Storms bring clarity. Pain births transformation. Thoth's writings suggest this law governs not just nature, but your inner world. Ancient mystics didn't avoid hardship. They learned to move through chaos with grace, knowing balance would follow. Want proof? Think of your own life. Ever notice how the most peaceful moments often follow intense struggle? That's balance restoring itself. That's why ancient chants, mantras, and sacred syllables weren't just rituals. They were tools to shift consciousness. A real-world example? Many people use affirmations. I am strong, I am healing, I am free. Over time, their lives shift. Why? Frequency. Thoth's message was simple. Vibration is the key to everything. If you can master it inside, you can influence it outside. The question isn't whether you're vibrating, it's whether you're doing it consciously. The Emerald Tablets describe mysterious forces known as the Lords of Nine, guardians of reality's rhythm. They don't rule by power or ego. They guide by alignment, ensuring energy flows where it's meant to. Echoes of them exist across cultures. The 9 Muses, 9 Egyptian Netjeru, 9 unknown men of India. Thoth taught that to align with these forces, one must elevate their vibration and live by higher principles. You don't need to summon them, you simply need to match their frequency. Want proof? Think of your own life. Ever notice how the most peaceful moments often follow intense struggle? That's balance restoring itself. That's why ancient chants, mantras, and sacred syllables weren't just rituals. They were tools to shift consciousness. A real-world example? Many people use affirmations. I am strong, I am healing, I am free. Over time, their lives shift. Why? Frequency. Thoth's message was simple. Vibration is the key to everything. If you can master it inside, you can influence it outside. The question isn't whether you're vibrating, it's whether you're doing it consciously. Sound isn't just for communication. Thoth said it's the engine of creation. The universe itself, he wrote, began with vibration, a word, a tone, a frequency. Modern somatics proves this. Sound creates geometric patterns in matter. That means your words aren't just emotional, they're energetic commands. Speak with fear, and your world reflects fear. Speak with vision, and your world begins to transform. This is why ancient languages were sacred. Each syllable was designed to tune consciousness. That's why ancient chants, mantras, and sacred syllables weren't just rituals, they were tools to shift consciousness. A real-world example? Many people use affirmations. I am strong, I am healing, I am free. Over time, their lives shift. Why? Frequency. Thoth's message was simple. Vibration is the key to everything. If you can master it inside, you can influence it outside. The question isn't whether you're vibrating, it's whether you're doing it consciously. True transformation doesn't come from books or gurus, it begins inside you. Thoth didn't write the Emerald Tablets for the masses. He wrote them for the seeker, You don't need perfection. You need readiness to question, to unlearn, to remember. Transformation requires action. Words must become choices. Knowing must become living. That's why the tablets aren't just information, they're invitation. This is why ancient languages were sacred. Each syllable was designed to tune consciousness. That's why ancient chants, mantras, and sacred syllables weren't just rituals, they were tools to shift consciousness. A real-world example? Many people use affirmations. I am strong. I am healing. I am free. Over time, their lives shift. Why? Frequency. Thoth's message was simple. Vibration is the key to everything. If you can master it inside, you can influence it outside. The question isn't whether you're vibrating, it's whether you're doing it consciously. You've been taught that life happens to you, that you're a victim, that you're here to survive. But the truth Thoth reveals is far more empowering. You are the creator. Everything in your life, your joy, your pain, your limits, is a reflection of your inner state. You are not broken. You are not powerless. You are forgotten potential, waiting to be remembered. So what will you do with this? Will you go back to sleep, or will you awaken? The Emerald Tablets were never meant to be secrets. They were meant to be activated. That's why ancient chants, mantras, and sacred syllables weren't just rituals, they were tools to shift consciousness. A real-world example? Many people use affirmations. I am strong. I am healing. I am free. Over time, their lives shift. Why? Frequency. Thoth's message was simple. Vibration is the key to everything. If you can master it inside, you can influence it outside. The question isn't whether you're vibrating, it's whether you're doing it consciously. If this message resonated with you, don't let it fade into forgetfulness. Hit like, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to this channel for deeper explorations into ancient wisdom and your own inner power. And now, I'd love to hear from you. Write in the comments, I am the creator, if you're ready to reclaim your power. Remember, this is not the end. It's the beginning.